Hi, my name is Jonathan Sugai, founder of Sugai Solutions. I stretch minds and bodies by dissolving people's physical, mental, emotional, and financial pain into empowered gifts. I skillfully use the DeMartini method to guide individuals and groups to living a more balanced, joyful, and inspired life. Today's video topic will be about stress. Today, I'm going to define what stress truly is, and then I'm going to show you how to break free from it. How do you know if you're experiencing stress? Well, it's really quite simple. Answer the following questions, and if you answered yes to any of them, then you have experienced stress. Here are some questions to ask of yourself. Are you exhausted at the end of the day? Are you exhausted when you wake up in the morning? Are you overeating? Are you undereating? Are you looking for activities to relax with? Are you even too tired to relax? Do you have friends? Do you have family? Do you have a job? Are you breathing? Well, welcome to life. Stress is everywhere. There's no escaping it. But don't worry. I've got a solution for you. I will show you a system where you can master stress and master your life. Now, before we get into the solution to stress, let me share with you a personal story. Back in 2007, I ran the Los Angeles Marathon, which is a 26.2-mile race with over 30,000 people. It was an amazing day and an amazing race, and I was exhausted at the end. Now, at the end of the race, it was my dad's job to pick me up, and we needed to figure out where to pick me up. Now, unfortunately, I was the only one with a map on my smartphone. My dad just had a cell phone and no map. So we were both basically lost. We figured it out eventually, but it was very stressful and, of course, very exhausting. Now, how does this relate to you and stress? Well, if you don't know where you are and you don't know where you're going, life is going to be more stressful. If you're doing things that you have no idea why you're doing it, life is going to be even more exhausting. Now, you're not alone. I've been through it. I still go through it. However, I found a solution that can assist you in figuring out who you are and where you're going and allow you to master stress and therefore master your life. Now, one of the first steps to mastering your life is this tool, this solution that I will be sharing with you in a moment. Now, I first discovered this tool at a conference that I was attending a few years ago. One of the guest speakers there is a teacher named Dr. John DeMartini. Now, Dr. John DeMartini is a human behavior specialist, and he created this tool called the DeMartini Value Determination Process. It's a set of 13 questions that allows you to discover who you are by what your life demonstrates, by what you're doing, how you're spending your time, and all that. Now, this was very, very powerful for me because at the time when I took this exercise, I was carrying lots of guilt about myself, about all the time I was spending overworking, about the money and time I was spending traveling to learn new things about wellness and personal development, about all the time I was spending away from my family, from my friends, from the relationships that I had. Lots of guilt. And I was taking it out on myself by drinking heavily and going out at night. It was kind of a mess. And this tool was amazing because it really woke me up to who I am, who I was at the time, and who I was becoming. And I realized that I was exactly where I needed to be. I was meant to be at that conference. I was meant to go learn new things because it set me on a path to allow me to be able to work with people, to find more balance in their life, to have better relationships, to have better communication with their family, to have more inspiration in what they're doing with their lives. And this tool, this process, the DeMartini Determination of Values process, was one of those big first steps, one of the big wake-up calls that allowed me to really start to master my life. Now, the first question of the DeMartini Determination of Values process is, how do you fill your space? So what do we mean by space? Well, we mean physical space. So it could be your room, it could be your house, it could be your car, it could be the outdoors. So first figure out what is your physical space. And then what you're going to look for are the top 3 things that are most important to you in your physical space. So for example, it could be books, it could be a closet full of clothes, it could be pictures on the wall of your friends and family, it could be video games, whatever it is, the top 3 most important things in your physical space. Now the second question is, how do you spend your time? So what are you spending your time on during the day or during the week? What do you love to spend your time on? What do you make time for? How are you spending your time? Top 3 activities of how you're spending your time. Now the third question is, how do you spend your energy? So what do you have energy for? Or what if you're tired, what do you make energy for? So let's say your friends call you up and you're kind of sleepy, but they say, hey, we're going to go out and party, or there's this concert, amazing concert or live performance, and you're like, oh my God, I got to go. That's what's most important to you, and that's how you spend your energy. So the top 3 things that you have energy for or make energy for. Number 4, how do you spend your money? How do you spend your money? So what are you spending your money on during the week? What do you find the money for? So let's say, even though you got the choice between rent and maybe the concert, or there's a new restaurant, or a book comes out, or a trip, what are you spending your money on? So it could be, bills or whatever you love to spend your money on. So the top 3 things of what you're spending your money on. Number 5, how do you spend, where are you most organized? So where are you most organized? Now this is a fun question because a lot of people say, I'm not organized, my life's a mess. Well, if you go looking, you'll find the organization. So organization doesn't have to be a neat desk. It could be your social schedule. Do you call people back? Do you text them back? Do you make sure you're on time for your dinner dates or when you meet up with friends? Are you very organized with your family? Do you always make sure you pick them up on time and drop them off at the soccer game? Where are you most organized? Top 3 activities or things where you are most organized in your life. Number 6. Where are you most reliable? So, what can we count on you for? Can we count on you to call people back? Can we count on you to show up at the party? Can we count on you to pick up your kids? Where are you most reliable? Where can people really count on you? Or where can you count on you? So the top 3 things in those areas. Question 7. What dominates your thoughts? Now we're not talking about negative self-thoughts. There's plenty of that to go around. It's actually, we're interested in finding the top 3 things you think about that are about the things you want in your life. Are you thinking about that job or that project or about the kids? And you're looking for things that are you're seeing evidence of, that you're manifesting in your life. So the top 3 things that you think about, and it's about the things that you want. Now number 8. What do you visualize the most? Same thing. We're thinking about the top 3 things where you dream about and visualize the most, and you're seeing evidence of in your life. So, when you're dreaming about visualizing your dance moves, or if you're visualizing the cake that you're going to bake, or you're visualizing the roads that you're going to take in dropping off your kids at the 5 different soccer practices that you have to go to. Stuff like that. Examples like that. Number 9. What do you most often talk to yourself about? So we're not interested again in the negative self-talk. We're actually interested in the self-talk that's about the things that you want and you're seeing evidence of manifesting in your life. Now, some examples, you talk to yourself about that big presentation you're giving next week, or you're talking to yourself about the plans for what you're going to do tonight, or that big speech that you're going to give. So what are the 3 things that you talk to yourself about the most? Number 10. What do you often talk to others about? So what do you love to talk about when people ask you, how's it going? What are you doing? Are you talking about the dog? Are you talking about your kids? Are you talking about your job? Are you talking about your friends? Are you talking about Facebook? Are you talking about video games? Stuff like that. What are the top 3 things you love to talk about the most? Number 11. What inspires you? Is it a movie? Is it a book? Is it your kids? Is it your boss? Is it sports? Is it dance? Is it food? What inspires you? Top 3 examples of what inspires you in your life. It can be a person, place, thing, or event, whatever you want. Number 12. What goals stand out in your life and have stood the test of time? So what goals are you most proud of that you've accomplished? What goals are you currently working on? And what goals are you working on and you're seeing evidence of and it's manifesting? So this, also like the negative self-talk and the other, the negative thoughts, not stuff that you're negatively have energy on, and not, of course not goals that you're completely not working on. Goals that you're working on and you're seeing evidence of manifesting in your life. Top 3 goals. Number 13. So what do you love to read about and learn about the most? So what do you spend your time reading about, studying, going to classes, taking seminars? Are you learning about dancing? Are you learning about sports? Are you learning about mastering your finances? Are you learning about how to cook? Whatever it may be, what are the 3 things that you love to learn about and read about the most? Now, after you answer all 13 questions, you're going to have 39 answers. And so what you're going to do with the 39 answers is you're going to identify what shows up the most. And whatever shows up the most is your most important value. And then you're going to find what shows up second most, and third most, and so forth. And it's going to be arranged in a hierarchy from most to least. And so why is this so important? Well, your life demonstrates what's most important to you. And these questions allow you to see that. So when you're setting goals, or when you're making decisions or choices, you want to make sure that you're choosing things and setting goals and living your life by what's most important to you. And the hierarchy of values determines that. Because if you don't know who you are, and if you don't know where you're going, there's going to be a lot of stress. As a result of answering these questions, you have a better idea of who you are by what your life demonstrates, and you'll have a better idea of where you want to go in your life when you're setting your goals and making your plans. So, that's the value of the DeMartini Determination of Values exercise. Thank you for joining me on this video exercise on the DeMartini Determination of Values. Now, if you'd like to find out more information or get more clarity in this question, or if you're experiencing anger, aggression, anxiety, blame, betrayal, challenge, despair, depression, contact me on facebook.com/Sugai Solutions, and we can definitely set up a private consultation, and I can assist you in stretching your mind and your body.